Hello.
Aunt Mary. No, I got done eating. I'm sorry I didn't answer the phone. I was looking for a phone charger.
Oh,
It's all right though. I got it plugged in now. It's plugged into my computer. There's a wall charger somewhere, but I wasn't able to find it, so it I got it plugged into my computer for now.
oh,
So I suppose I should get back to my story.
okay.
Um for about a year before Natalie was killed, um I went through hell. When I was in Virginia and I got my car stuck in the road and they wouldn't investigate it sucked. I mean, they wouldn't take a police report from me, and of course, it it was hell, you know. And all them rumors, fucking, I didn't get to defend myself against, and it was very public, you know. I mean, it was Natalie didn't understand that even though she was just telling a little white lie to make her family happy, that it would have such consequences. And I had tried to explain it to her after I left there, and I unblocked her and her sister because I had blocked them the day that I left. I don't. If someone's addicted to drugs, I don't mind helping them. And as wonderful as she was, I really did want to help her. And since she was there to stop me from killing myself, and because I was able to rescue Jamie and the boy as a result of it, I was grateful. Um, but for that whole year, Dad had me blocked, so I couldn't call him. And the telephone that was changed over, it was the same number that I had on the flip phone, but it was in Alicia's name, so I couldn't use it after 30 days, and I didn't have any money. I owed people money. I owed Brandon Ratner, and I owed Alex Furman, and I owed Aunt B for the money that they had given me so that I could get my vehicle out. And my insurance actually paid to get the vehicle out of the impound, thank goodness. And the officer who had picked me up outside of uh, Natalie's house, or Natalie's mom's house, had promised me that they weren't going to tow my vehicle, and if they did, that he would get it out for me. Well, instead, it ended up being my insurance that did it, so that increased my insurance a little bit. But that wasn't a big major deal. The big major deal was that I didn't have any money, and Aunt B, her mother had bought a phone for Aunt B, another smartphone, um, and she hadn't hooked it up yet because she still had her own phone. So Aunt B gave me that one eventually. But the thing is, I was being threatened and harassed by. I mean, I knew most of the people that were threatening me. They were younger folks, so I didn't get to know them. I didn't get to know their names. Just like when Natalie and Alicia were kids hanging out down there, I didn't bother to get their names. I was too busy trying to get them to leave. I got a question for you though, before I continue my story. When I was a kid, like I didn't know what Dad was in prison for. I didn't find that out until Mom told me. Um, from what Mom said, Dad was arrested for 38 counts of cocaine possession with intent to sell. Is that right?
Well, it was a lot. It was about
It wasn't 38 counts.
no, but he pled guilty to eight. Or
Pled,
eight counts, and four of them were like marijuana, four of them were like cocaine, stuff
Yes, ma'am. Um,
And then it said, instead of having him serve the time all at once, he has to serve one and then get like parole from that one and then serve the second set.
and that's when he ended up at the work farm. Is that it?
Yeah, when he was in the second set, and then he got parole.
Yeah,
The third set, they got the governor to say, okay, you've done enough time.
yeah, that's what Dad said. He said he was the only person in Wyoming to be pardoned by that governor.
That's a possibility. And everybody else, that when grandmother called up there, she asked somebody who's been a lawyer, and they said, well, all the lawyers got busted in that place, too.
His lawyer got busted?
No, she said, when mom called up to talk to find out if she could talk to a lawyer, because she knew he needed one. Whoever she was talking to her told her all the good lawyers had been busted, too.
Ah,
And then he was one of the few. There were only, and a lot of, some cops went to jail with it, a lot, there were lawyers, but for some reason they hit your dad really hard. And nobody could quite figure out why.
well, Dad said that while all that was going on, that a guy had asked him to buy him an AR-15, and that he got into trouble for that too. So that might have something to do with it.
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah, see, that's the thing. I knew it was for cocaine. Dad said it was for just for marijuana, and Mom said it was just for cocaine, knowing that it's
He went to jail for one count of coke. You know what else I think about? I think there were 8 counts. He went to jail for one count of cocaine
okay.
and 2 counts of marijuana.
Okay.
So he'd already served the count for cocaine. He was 2/3 of the way through the account for marijuana and would have had another 5 years. So they had to serve 5 years, but you ended up serving about 3.5 for each 5 years. 3.5 to 4 years.
That sounds about right. Time served. And he served that in the Rawlins prison, right?
Right.
Yeah, I was there last year.
You were there last year?
Yep. I wasn't at the prison, but I was in Rawlins.
Yeah.
I had a
We
friend.
would take you to see your dad.
Yeah, I remember going to see him once. Like he got married to Kathy while he was in prison, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember going to see him in prison once. I only remember one visit though. Was that while I was living with you?
You never lived with me when dad was in prison. You lived in Foxborough here in Colorado.
Yeah, I remember the foster homes. I remember
Yeah,
the first foster home I was in though. Me and Eric were in that foster home outside of Scotts Bluff. Do you remember anything about that?
well,
I remember it because those people were really nice. We had it was a farm, and I remember they had a hill outside of their house, and me and Eric went up there, and he walked right up it, but I was scared I was going to fall down, and I froze on the hill, and the farmer had to drive across in the rain in his tractor to come get us. And I remember we had a caulking gun out there, and it was filled with machine grease, the blue stuff. And I remember we were trying to caulk up the ant pile that was outside because the ants were biting us. So we were trying to caulk it closed with that machine grease. But those people were super nice. I mean, that was literally probably the best place I could have ever been at that point. I mean, that was a wonderful foster home. But the ones in Colorado, like a lot of those places that, all right, we're about to hear the choo choo. I'm about maybe 80 yards from the railroad tracks. So yeah, we're pretty close. Here in Chapel, they play 8-man football, or they used to. So we only have an 80-yard field. That's what I'm judging it by. I'm not sure. I never got into football. When I was in high school, the two sports that I tried out for were track and cheerleading. Colorado what? Like CU Colorado, Colorado State University, or CU? Yep. Uh, well, a lot of the foster homes in Colorado, I was abused in. Some of them sexually, some of them physically. A lot of them I was neglected in. I remember the foster home that I was in right behind the Longmont Cemetery. I remember that their kids got to eat real food, and me and the two foster kids that were there, it was me and two black kids, and we had to eat what they got from the food pantry, and it had bugs in it. It's not just bugs though. Like when you eat that stuff, bugs they shed their husk, so there was a lot of basically mealworm husks in there, is what it looked like. And I remember that place because in the foster homes in that one we got a dollar a week allowance, and the people there had a daughter and a son, and the son was a piece of shit. He used to push me around, and I remember the daughter was really nice. She played softball underhand. But I also remember when I tried to tell on their son for what he was doing, I was the one that got in trouble. I also remember that we weren't allowed to eat dinner with the rest of the family. We had our own, we had to sit with the dinner trays and eat basically just, most of the time it was just oatmeal or malto meal. And I remember that me and those two black kids, we all decided that we were going to tell on them at once, and they both chickened out, and I ended up getting into a lot of trouble for telling on them. Um, that's when I remember going into Centennial Peaks. But the thing is, Mom said that I went to Centennial Peaks because I threw a desk at a pregnant teacher, and I was only like 5 or 6 at the time. Sorry, there's a lady trying to get a hold of me. I got a There's a lady here named Brooke Beardsley quite a few years back. She died just a couple of days after having her daughter, and her daughter's missing. So Brooke died just a couple of days after having a baby, but uh, so one of her friends is trying to let me know what's going on. But Brooke is, or Casey is safe. Apparently, she's not dead. I just found out she's emancipated, so I'm not as worried. Um, she wants to move to Colorado, but that scares the hell out of me.
Oh,
So that's what that dinging is.
oh, well, do you need to take it?
No, ma'am. Knowing that Casey's not dead, that she's still alive, and that she's been emancipated, and all of that. That's pretty important. Um, Actually, they're calling right now. Apparently, they seem to think it's important. Can I call you back?
Yeah, I'll be back.
Yes, ma'am. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Let's see. Okay. Uh, Slow ass loading. All right. Don't know if you know, but yeah, she is emancipated and safe and being taken care of, and is now taken off the missing persons list. Check your message requests so I can call you on my phone. All right, friend requests. I'll be surprised by who it really is. Okay. I accepted your friend request. That does not seem to be working. Yes. Hey Trevor, this is Sean. I actually have this uh, online and being recorded right now. If you'd like, I can hang up online. Um, I've been all right. I'm gonna do that now. Um, I'm also gonna let everybody know that you're safe if that's okay. I've been posting missing people stuff for a while about you and about quite a few other people. So let me hit the end stream button, and there it goes.